Today we are not just applying blush, we are mapping it to a specific face shape so it looks like a skin. If your blush looks like makeup sitting on top of the skin instead of natural flush coming from within, it's probably not the wrong product, it's the wrong map. So we'll talk about Rosacea-Friendly blush placement, choosing the right undertone, and how to solve muddiness and patchiness. We'll also break down why the smile and apply method can actually drag mature skin down and what happens when blush is placed too close to the nose, and also how to use the Pro Blush Map. By the end, you'll have a custom blush map plus the right tools and techniques to make it look effortless. And the most interesting part, you'll understand the pro secret behind customization, the basic of color theory, how to fix Orangy foundation. Before we map, we need to talk about why blush fails. The number one reason is texture. If you have a large pores, dryness, or uneven texture, powder blush can sometimes act like a highlighter for everything you don't want to emphasize. Pro secret. Look at your base first. If your foundation is already floating on the skin, your blush will never truly melt in. I always recommend what I call the skin prep sandwich. Tiny bit of hydration. SPF is great for this because it can be a beautiful 2-in-1 step. Then your color, and then a damp sponge to gently press everything into the skin. 3-zone blush map. Zone 1, the lift. Zone 2, the glow. Zone 3, the sculpt. Zone 1, the lift. For mature skin or rounder face shapes, we don't start on the apples of the cheeks, and we definitely don't use a chaotic movements all over the cheekbone. Instead, we start at the highest point of the cheekbone. But before applying anything directly to the face, place a little blush on the back of your hand first, and then take a synthetic brush and pick up a small amount of product. Not too much, just a little. Tap it off again on the back of your hand to remove the excess. Start from the middle of this point, as I'm doing here, right under the outer corner of the eye, and blend upwards towards the temple. This creates an instant lifted effect without using a single drop of concealer. Zone 2, the glow, the natural sun-kissed look. It's a soft horizontal sweep across the center of the face, but be careful, if you have rosacea, avoid the red zones near the nose. I'm applying it in dots here, but remember, this is how bloggers usually show placement on camera. In real life, this amount of blush is way too much. It would blend across the whole face. I love this color. It's completely my go-to for summer. Zone 3, the sculpt. First, let's apply some bronzer. If we apply it the wrong way, we can easily end up with a patchiness. Don't apply it directly onto the cheeks. Avoid the apples of the cheeks if you don't want the face to look heavier. And please, don't swirl the brush. It can disturb the foundation underneath and create messy texture. Also, if you are a beginner, start with the very simple steps. Apply the blush to the back of your hand, take a damp sponge, pick up the product, and then go to the cheeks using gentle dabby motions. So you can do the same process with just your fingertips. Doesn't matter. See, look at the size of the sponge. Don't blend blush like this. The working surface of the sponge is much bigger than the apple of the cheeks. Instead, turn your hand and apply the blush like this. This bare skin and the harsh edge around the blush appeared only because of the wrong application. And the second way to sculpt with the blush is like this. Use a light color and a deep color, but make sure they come from the same color family. I'll use the lavender baby pink and berry tones together. The lavender is light, so it works as an extending color. The berry shade is deeper and very cool toned. And important, use a synthetic brush for creamy products like this. Natural bristles are better for powder and dry blush formulas, okay? It's just easy to control how much you apply product and how well it blended. And of course, you can also apply it with your fingers. And also, I love to apply these shades on the eyes and lips as well, because it ties the whole look together. And this kind of blush contour is great for diamond-shaped face, especially if you already have prominent cheekbones and don't want to add even more depth with a traditional contour. Blush will make the face look fresher and softer, without the heaviness of a dark contour. And think of this wider. We can also apply a little bit to the lip contour and use it as eyeshadow. Part 3. The best blush undertones for rosacea. Pink blushes can be so beautiful. I know we all love this kind of lipstick shade. But what if this color doesn't serve us as a blush? And what if we still want this shade so badly on the cheeks? First of all, let's neutralize the redness around the nose. I chose an olive eyeshadow and mix it with the same foundation. Look at the before and after mixing. Just wow, two completely different undertones. Green and red are opposite each other on the color wheel. But in real life, it's very important to understand what kind of green and what kind of red we are working with. Wearing a blush with a wrong undertone, like a bright, cool toned pink or bold red, can instantly enhance your natural redness and rosacea. Warm peaches and corals. The orange and yellow warmth in peach or soft coral helps balance the pinkness and bring a healthy, sun-kissed light back to the skin. The next, muted colors. Dusty rose blushes don't fight with the underlying redness. Instead, they blend naturally into the skin as a neutral flush because they sit in a similar color family. But in this case, avoid applying blush directly to the apples of the cheeks, where rosacea is usually the strongest. Just to summarize, avoid lavender and strong red tones if they make your redness more visible. Instead, try muted rose, dusty rose, warm peach, or coral. Part 5. Customize your own shade. Here's the trick for fixing foundation that looks too orange. I love this foundation so much. Unfortunately, I bought it online and chose the wrong undertone, of course. By the way, this beauty tip also works if every blush turns orange or muddy on you. Just add something purple. In my case, I'm using a blush with a moisturizing effect. A light baby pink lavender shade also works beautifully. So look at this. The color instantly becomes less olive yellow and much closer to the exact shade I need. My longtime subscribers already knows this hack. I posted a full video about color theory 2 years ago or something. Check it out if you are new here or if you want to refresh this knowledge. So we can also mix colors and customize our own blush shade. If every blush turns orange on you, you need only one color, a cool toned lavender. And this one shade makes everything looks less warm. Just wow. You can also play with the proportions. Makeup is supposed to be fun. Let's finish the makeup with a lip liner. I use this lip liner with both warm and cool tone blushes on the lips. Let's quickly summarize the technique. So you can apply blush with your fingers, with a brush, or with a sponge. Don't swirl and don't move back and forth. Just dab, gentle tapping motions only. Let's apply a little brightening powder. You can see how well loved this one. And I'm using it to remove shine from the center of the face after SPF. And it's pretty hot outside, so we need to set this makeup, but I still want to keep the glow on the cheeks. This glow is beautiful. It's not sticky, not greasy, and it looks more like skin after treatment. I love it. The glow is still here, but the center of the face is matte. Now I want to show you how that cool toned and warm red tones can actually be friends. Let's apply this blush to the lips. And this is pure color theory. Look at my eyes color. And if you want to make green eyes pop, this kind of reddish shades works beautifully. And the funniest part is that these blushes survive hot climates so easily because they tint the skin. So make sure you prepare and moisturize your skin well. Actually, I removed those dots 2 days later. Which zone are you going to try first? The lift, the glow, or the sculpt? Here are my favorite shades. Flutter is a reddish pink. This one is perfect when you want that fresh, slightly flushed effect. The next one is Rosy Taupe. This is just such a beautiful everyday shade. Toasty is a reddish brown, I would say. This one is gorgeous for a very summery look. I apply it in a soft V shape across the face, from one cheek across the bridge of the nose to the other cheek. and you'll get that natural sun-kissed effect. This is also such a good trick for summer, especially if your body has caught a light sun, but your face looks much paler because you protect it with SPF. Sometimes the body and the face look like they belong to two different people, right? So the shoulders, chest, and arms look warmer and a little bit reddish, but the face looks very fair or just almost disconnected. And the last one is definitely a must-have in your makeup bag. If every warm color suddenly becomes orange on your skin, a lilac pink tone like this can help balance it. It makes the color look fresher and softer. Love it. And this shot is especially for those of you who wanted to try this. It's such an amazing and fun feeling. And if you missed the full face makeup, you can watch it right here. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!